Alright, one of the many games for my Tank Nidalee spree. Just sitting back, having some fun. First thing I immediately notice, they're all AD except for Morgana. And that fits perfectly with what I'm working on. Being that there's multiple lethality users on the team, Iceborne, basically getting an armor item early is great. Here I'm messing with Cooler about it. The original intention was apparently to send Talon mid lane and Jace top, but they decided to swap because Talon did not wish to fight Zed. I think he honestly ended up getting the rougher end of the deal. Here we have Deathless Desire, Jax playing Vi jungle, Cooler in mid lane Zed, then bot lane is bot lane. Just waiting. Wanted to see who it was because I saw Jace with TP, Talon with Ignite, so I figured I'd walk up and see the Jace. And this is the point when I walk up and I see Talon, so I can let him know who's actually where. First few levels are rough. Talon's level 2, especially with Ignite, something to be careful of. Luckily, Cooler plays a lot of Talon. Helped me get the range down of everything. Just start autoing. I like to take Q level 1 at this point because unless I was running Fervor, if I wasn't running Fervor, if I was running Fervor, I'd take E, just the attack speed and early trades. Most early trades against Talon won't work though because of the bleed. Grasp very effective in this situation, able to safely poke and get health back. Same was like Warlords, but without the move speed. I immediately see Talon's level 2, so I know he's gonna try to push and try to get like a bleed combo off to try to all in. So I just back off, let him push it. He's using a lot of mana. That I noticed early on. He's just spamming everything. So I'm going to wait until like level 3 before I do anything. I toss a spear just to see if I can catch him if he walks back. Nothing really happening. Just kind of farming out the lane. Now I've been running a few games with this, and it seems like the best way to go with it was to end up going Iceborne first. Here I swapped to Minion or to Cougar form in order to safely farm under the turret using the Q execute and the W, but basically all the resets you get. Just auto him to keep getting a little bit of resistance. Get a little trade off under the turret. Gonna be kind of careful, not because he is 4, but he is low on mana. I noticed the Vi going in for a gank, so as soon as he's out of the rake, just start going in. Land the spear, W. Get a Q right before he goes over. Get the grasps. Easy kill. At this point, I'm just trying to shove the wave a little bit. Pretty hard to do early on with Nidalee. You got your E for a little bit of wave clear. Doesn't go quite under, so I want to get one more. But then Talon, I know, is going to be on his way back. And from here, it actually gets pretty bad for him because he's behind now. And a lethality user needs to be ahead to really keep going and doing anything. And I'm building armor, which makes it even worse. Armor counters early lethality. I think this is my Sheen pickup, and this is where the power spike comes in, and he really can't do much against me at that point. We do a lot more farming. So it's a pretty long game. No real trades or whatever until you start getting into the team fights where we really make plays. Just using my W to get back to lane. Looking for anything. Just give Vi a little help here. A little tap on the Krugs. Maxing Q for the execute damage, then max E second for the attack speed and healing. W last. Just go back to farming. Talon slow pushing the lane. Want to walk up, see if I can't get minions. Kind of greedy, but luckily Talon didn't really do anything with it. Here, I believe I just jump into this wave to auto him. Nope. I see Talon pushing up, so that's going to obviously mean Rengar's around. That's why I keep playing back every time he moves up. So I just let him have it. Because I can farm under turret at this point with my Q. I can like auto Q to, and I won't miss like any minions really. So I just kind of try to freeze the wave out here. I land a spear. And at that point he has to play back because I have the extended, when you land a Q, you get extended range on your W pounce. And it is almost instantly reset. Here Rengar goes mid, gets a kill on Zed. Doesn't really do much. Land another spear. This time I go in for the trade. Walk out of the W. Get a really good trade on him and just follow. I missed the spear here. He gets away if I remember correctly. I can't really... I try to land this long range spear, but it doesn't connect. Just able to heal up, sustain, go back to farming. The Sheen power spike is really strong in lane. He ends up overstaying if I remember correctly. Just trying to tank as much of the wave because I believe I have refillables at this point. No, I had normal pots, or I hadn't burned a pot yet. So we're both getting kind of low on mana. But the good point about Cougar Stance, which you end up using a lot more, is that it has no mana cost in that form. So very easy. Here I get him to shove up basically a little bit more, and I believe I can run him down at this point. I'm just holding him off of the wave, trying to deny him as much as I can. It is slow pushing to him though, so if he waits, you know, Q's for the cannon minion, just keep the auto going. Just keep the harass. I have a heal. I have grasp. I have all the sustain right now, and he can't really do much. Go into the bush, get a little move speed. I notice Vi's here. I shove him out. He can't afford to stay. I look, make sure he's backing. Can't really do much with the minions in front of me. I could have tried a spear if he was, or if I hadn't gotten body blocked with the minions. Brand tries to chase Lucian under the turret down here, ends up dying. It's unfortunate. But here I just go to shove out the wave. Look to back again. At this point, Talon's behind in farm, down a kill. Still building lethality, though. That really was his only chance to get back into it, was the fight before. Because now I'll start stacking armor, and all of them do a lot less. Safely shove the wave. He can't hold it. So I just back at this point. Here, I believe Zed ends up roaming up to look for the Rengar. Gets caught by Talon. At this point, I have my Glacial Shroud. Only a few hundred off from my Iceborne. Pretty strong power spike. Very tanky. Execute damage. Very strong. Especially with the Sheen. Here, Jason's roaming up too. They basically 3-man him. He tries. Gets about half of Talon's life. It's pretty solid. Just swap to get back to lane quickly. At this point, there's nothing Talon can do. He is pretty much just trying to farm it out, shove the lane, look to roam if anything. is the correct plays here. In the end, he stays. We might end up giving the lane to Zed here soon. And just go mid to deal with the Jace. Because the Jace is another lethality builder, so I'll be strong into him as well. Rengar is putting a lot of pressure mid, so absorbing that pressure would be a good idea. That's another thing as a top laner. If you can safely avoid a gank, you can take and absorb a lot of the pressure for your team. Just get awareness of where the enemy is. Volley and stuff can push out. Here I look, gonna see if I can find Rengar. I actually barely miss him on the scrying plant. This ends up almost coming to bite me in the butt because he's coming top. Vi's also coming top conveniently. Just to check around, safely back. She gets spotted out, so they wait for her to back before they do anything. This allows me to push in the wave. So now it's doing what I want. At this point, I see Rengar on the ward. So I know he's coming. I just start backing off. He's another lethality builder. For all the damage he does, can't really kill me at this point. Just tank it all. Land a spear. Just keep jumping around. Try to do stuff like that. Hit a Q. Get a little health back. Kill Rengar. Pretty simple. I look to kill Talon here, and I end up doing it. So an easy double kill. Zed comes up to help. Keeping ward in the bushes. The best part about Nidalee's Q is it also applies vision when you hit them. Anytime they're marked, whether it be with the traps or the Q actually, it applies the pounce passive and the and whatever the true sight. So at this point we're pretty strong right now. We got 3 kills, about 100 farm. Nothing can really shut us down. Unless, like, Morgana Lucian came up right now. That'd be really the only thing that poses a little bit of a threat. Right now we have the Iceborne done. I think we get Tabby as well. So just get insanely tanky at this point. And then immediately start working on, I believe, Thornmail after that. At this point, Zed dies to the gank again. However, at this point I can safely walk mid. I hand top off to Zed. Because Talon doesn't do much. And him being a Talon player, he knows how to play around it. So I just end up asking him if he wants to go mid after I bait this all in. Because now he sees the Iceborne. He knows I'm not going to die anytime soon. He'd have to poke me down seriously. At this point, I don't even care. The entirety of his combo, about half my life. Meanwhile, I just keep kiting out. Miss the spear. I just back off. There's no point really trying to kill him. I can just sustain it. I believe he does he does take a little bit. He manages to back off. Takes the Q, which actually ends up killing him. Because the Q execute procs my grasp. My grasp. And then I just say, hey, you wanted to take top. Talon he's not exactly playing the smartest. So I take this, he goes top, and I head mid to deal with Jace. And at the time, it's actually ended up going to be Jace and Rengar come down, and Vi's there to help. Pretty solid. Again, end up using the Cougar form because just no mana cost. The Q is enhanced damage on turrets with the Sheen procs constantly. Pretty good at taking the turrets, especially with the Iceborne. Just keep clearing. Keep farming. They want to collapse on Zed here. Vi flashes over the wall. Manages to actually almost kill the Jace. Manages to get it with help from Cooler. Vi did really well this game on collapsing on things. At this point, because I see mid turrets down. This is when I say the swap. I apologize for earlier. And Talon comes down to try to kill Zed. Zed uses the W. At that point, he knows. He says, "What, you ulted, you W'd after. Like, there's nothing to do here." This one I have Cinder. I have a chain vest. I'm sitting on around 200 armor. I'm just gonna basically look at them and laugh at this point. The 3 people I counter the most in the same lane. We get a pick right there. Just keep pressuring the Jace. At this point, I tank a shot. See how much it does to me. It only does about 100, 150. Then I compare my damage to the Jace. Take about a third of his life with a combo. I know Rengar's still here. He hasn't left. The Jace would have immediately backed off from that earlier trade. Here, I'm just fighting the Rengar, kiting him back. Because I'm not taking anything. Like, there's no damage. I go in, just dodge out on him again, toss another Q. Pretty decent kiting. I just go on the Jace here. I just yell at, say, Vi, hey, come pick these guys up. Easy double. Execute the Rengar. Vi comes here. We collapse. Just kill the Jace. Easy double dunk. And now Zed is dealing with Talon. And I am pretty much free to shove this mid turret. Yet again, no one at this point can deal with me. Unless it's Morgana Lucian. As in Lucian or even. But Morgana is the only AP threat, and of course I don't have any MR at this time, so she hurts. Finish my Sunfire though. Believe I actually decided to get a little MR because I feel like they'll start coming up, or they'll start rotating. It's kind of amazing how bot lane ends up going even this game, although our brand ends up going like 0-8, I think. So at this point I'm going against Jace. He's just trying to wave clear, tossing spears. I see the Talon Rengar. Start making my way up. End up going to deal with this. I land the spear here. Or I'm sorry, I missed the spear. So I just go on the Jace. Take a little bit of damage, heal back up. I keep zoning off the Talon with spears, catch him, get a quick kill. The immediate jump. As soon as you land that spear, that's when you want to go on. I flash the wall here because I'll have the empowered jump. Pick him up. Here I go for the spear. Rengar flashes it. Another double. I want to kind of... I dive a little bit for him, try to get him. Barely outranges me. I heal up the damage from the turret. At this point I've just scaled into a monster of a tank. I believe Lucian and Morgana end up backing here in a second. I just keep pressuring. As a top laner, you want to keep as much pressure top. Theoretically, I should be warding this side jungle, keeping these wards up. That's the best way, because as soon as like Rengar, someone makes a move, I could be there. Yeah, this is the point where Lucian and Morgana start roaming up. I'm landing the spears on Talon, so I'm not really afraid to stay. Vi gets free Rift Herald off of this. And this is where I run into the Morgana. Get hit by the Q. Take quite a bit of damage, actually. Then the Lucian. I take no damage from the Lucian, land a combo on him. He ends up healing right away. Because the Sheen proc hits him. I got Vi here. I land the spear on the Talon. She ulties. Pretty clean kill. I do actually end up dying in this fight. I end up dying to Jason Hammer Stance because of the percentage max health. I try to save the Vi here, isn't successful. Just start going, trying to get to... Yeah, here we go. Here I find the Jace. I am tanky enough to deal with the Jace as long as I don't mess up. Right here, he's thundering below just 15% of my max health. Or my health is damage. So, use that to finish me off. And now he is... That's my first death, one of the few I get. At this point we just start grouping up and start taking turrets because we're all pretty ahead right now. Zed's actually going even, in a sense. I'm 8-1, Vi's 4-1. I just set up more kills for Vi. I come back up here in 3. Pretty well decide I want the dragon soon enough. End up doing that. Get the Rifty because we can easily shove this mid turret. All it's got to do is get to that area. I sit by it in front of it because there's no point, you know. We can take it. Jace's best idea at this point was to leave. I zone off the Rengar. I want to go for the Talon. I hit the spear. I didn't know I hit the spear. Easy triple kill for Vi. I'm just tanking the turret because Rifty. Get a little more damage. Go for the tier 3. I don't think we get it though. We might. Oh yes, we do get it. Because Morgana decides to push our tier 2. We do get this inhib as well. Just again face tanking at this point. Our tanks have scaled. Their damage dealers are behind. It's the unfortunate matchup of assassins versus tanks. Unless tanks get kills, or unless assassins get kills early, they generally fall off in this matchup. And seeing as how we got ahead, here we overextend a little bit, have a little too much fun. I'm just tossing things, trying to find Rengar. Not able to save Ezreal, so I just try to run it out. Talon's trying to chase me. There's nothing we can really do. Whether it's a full bleed and everything, here I am taking the brunt of the shot. Like Rengar. Just... Again, Morgana's the only one who really does much damage, and I have a Spirit Visage in the works. I look for red buff. There's nothing there. The red buff on Nidalee is pretty strong. It makes her healing regen when she gets a Spirit Visage up to about 100 or so. Or it's about 70 actually. With in combat. So here, just tank it. Take this dragon really quickly. One of the few dragons took all game. I think there's one more after this. Just gonna finish off the Spear Visage. Farm's kind of fallen off, but that's just because we're doing a lot of team fighting. Decided to get a Thorn Mail. Either Thorn Mail or Randuin. I don't know which I ended up doing in this game. Because Lucian's building crit, but Talon has a little healing. Rengar is healing. Lucian will build lifesteal. I do end up going for the Randuins though. Just keep rotating around, doing things, keep pushing waves. Theoretically, I should be in bot lane, shoving that in. And that's where I start to go, but then I think, oh, it's already pushing, it'll catch. Sorry, kind of tired. Morgana is here, or is there, so I don't really bother for it. Zed gets a nice pick on the Talon. Just clear warding. I don't really ward much this game. There doesn't really seem to be a need to. Just again, go back to the open inhib. have a little fun in here. Just decide to go in. You know, kind of be jerks because, you know, we're tanks, so we're here. Face tank dilution ulti for everyone. The Jace damage is non-existent. Land the spear on the Jace. I wanted to go in on that, but then I get Morgana snared and under turret. That starts to hurt quite a bit. Catch the Lucian out. He dashes in. Just keep the minion waves pushing to get some damage on turret. Rengar ultis, and we all just group up as 5. Start healing up whoever we need. End up being like a zone just to get us off the turret, which works. And then we get a hit. Brand and Ezreal each get hit with a huge Q from Jace. So I just go in because they're like, I kind of want to test my limits at this point. I get caught. I'm not able to get the Morgana here, tanking 2 turrets and everyone. Pretty bad fight for us all, honestly. At this point, we should leave. We overstayed as much as we could. Vi decides to go in. They get a Talon. Everyone else ends up kind of dying. Pretty stupid call when you think about it, but we're far enough ahead. We just wanted to. We were messing around. At this point, it's a good idea to go for a Baron for them. We have someone who can push out the wave and keep it pushed out, so it's a good idea for them to go Baron while we're all dead. All of them are pretty much up. The only bad news is they have no form of they have no real tank, and we're only getting tankier. We're only scaling more and more. You know, they have Talon, Rengar, Jace, Lucian, all damage, and we're got some AP damage, but they don't have a steady tank. And that's how I end up winning this. I go for the red buff because I wanted to get the health regen spike because I had my Spirit Visage. At this point, my health regen is about 70-80 per second. This is too late for the Baron, so I just get a ward on it, walk up here to clear it. Jace is sitting here waiting for a pick. I didn't even notice he was there. I just was going to clear this ward out. End up catching the spear. The EQ does nothing. About 100 damage again. Heal that back up in seconds with red buff. Get the attack speed just to and heal up. Give the fruits for Ezreal. Zed ends up picking up Rengar again. Vi's here coming. She picks off Lucian in a solo fight. He ends up running, so we just instantly decide, hey, since they're down, they really start backing off, so we just go for Baron after this. We chase a little bit, and then we back off. At this point, they know they can't do much. I think, why not maybe go for the inhib? I just get a little poke on Jace. Decide to go in. Ezreal ulti catches him. Take the inhib, Baron. I'm just face tanking. The Brand kind of ends up suiciding to make sure we all get out. Me and Ezreal look for a pick if we can. At this point, I know I can kill Lucian. I'm healing up way too much. He doesn't do enough damage, and I have a Randuin, so the little bit he does do is reduced. Here, I just jump on Morg, because it's an easy kill. Just kiting out the Lucian. Decides to go in. I know I can tank him, so I just all in, kill him. Ezreal gets Morgana. Just a clean fight. Start healing up slowly, just back. And then I decided I wanted to get a Warmogs at this point. Because I have enough armor that I can face tank. And enough MR that Morgana really doesn't matter too much. So if I stack a little extra health, shouldn't be an issue. Plus giving me that ability to use her W to get out of combat and get a passive from the Warmogs to instantly be back full health and go back in with how tanky I am is good. Man, my calls are way off this game. We end up getting Dragon here, not Baron. Shows you how long ago this game was. Again, I look for red buff. It's not there. It's never there. Just clearing jungle, trying to farm a little bit extra. At this point, we've all kind of decided to stop farming. We just want to fight. Vi and I have scaled into the strong tanks. So even taking like the full like Morgana Q and W only does like about 400 or 500 damage total. Zed goes for a pick on the Lucian, fails it. Getting ulti, Brand ulti, Lucian ulti. Just kind of a flop in general for both sides. Everyone kind of burns things that was unintentional. Just keep the pressure on to get the turret. Vi shoving top lane. We back off because we know like Rengar's coming, so I end up dying here. It can only take so long getting CC'd. Jace does flash EQ, but Vi's able to get on to everyone and just do what Vi does best. Just barely survives with the W. Morgana tries to chase but can't. Walks out of there with about a solid 100 life. At this point, we're all just kind of hanging out. All almost full build, waiting. I don't think I actually get the chance to finish my Warmogs this game. I believe we just do a team fight and end. I thought we took Baron this game, but I guess not. Just to make sure to keep the wave pushing. Do we bait Baron? I almost feel like we baited Baron then. Because I do distinctly remember going Baron. Oh yeah, here's the call. I push Vi away. Here in return, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, Jax, I know what you're going to do. I see you sitting there. So I just bring it over to him. I know he's going to do it. Smites it away from me. Notice they have wards, so I start actually tanking the Baron unintentionally. But we basically bait them into a fight. Cooler picks off everyone. We just have a great fight here. I'm not even in the fight at this point. And then we just
was not the one where I picked off the Rengar and then we did Baron?
Yeah, you end up picking off Rengar, we Baron, and then we end it. Because of the Vi with Titanic. I end up executing it because someone decided to use their smite on the red buff to take it. Then we just go mid and end it. Freshly took an inhib. Oh, sorry, it's coming back up. This is why I can't be a commentator often. Literally everything I may say is backwards. So just take the inhib again, take the turret. Just face me and Vi just face tank the Lucian ulti. Zed's just doing Zed things. Rengar spawns, tries to do something, zone us out again. I'm just healing up everyone. Another just good utility part. At this point I know I can go in, so I'm just going to go in for the Talon. Make him flash. Find the Rengar, look for the Rengar. Vi ults. Pretty sure this is an easy kill, yeah. I don't know, I plan to go kill the Rengar, but too late. Just circle back around. All it is Vi Talon, Jace, and Morgana. They can't really stop us taking the turrets, so we can just shove it for free. Talon chases off of the Vi, which is the worst decision he could have done. You know, why chase after someone that can tank? At this point, I'm tanking turret. I don't really care. Okay, care a little bit because Morgana hurts. In all reality, I could have gotten another MR item and been fine. But at this point, it's just Jace. Yeah, I'm low on mana, but just gonna take the turret. And then jump on the Nexus, and that should be GG. It's just pretty standard Tank Nidalee. This was just a really lucky game for it. You know, four armor pen people that all got set behind with how it turned out.